Hey folks, how's it going? Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. We are live with the Pro Chess League. Hello David, how are you?
Hey, all right. Not yet dying of nerves, so that's nice.
Yeah. Today's gonna be a big match. It's a big match for the Unicorns. We're playing the Garden State Passers, very good team. We're both 1-2. And the way the league works, it means that today's game is an elimination match, which is very sad
Yes.
for one of the team. But yeah, someone's going home today, either the Unicorns or the Passers.
Yeah. And it's got to be the passers. I mean, please, please let it be the passers.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's you guys see the lineup here. It's they're good. I mean, I'm surprised that they're 1-2, just like we are. Surprised that we're 1-2. But hey, this league is strong this year. It's just a bloody league.
Yeah. There's a question, who picks the lineup in chat? Generally me, but in theory it could be you too, Kostya, right?
I'm sure I have some input, but no, it's mostly David. David's the one that's been, managing the team over the years. He knows how the league works. So yeah, it's David. Actually, I'm wearing my vintage San Jose Hackers team jersey. Folks can see. The now defunct San Jose Hackers
Oh yeah.
used to be in the Pro Chess League a couple of years
Sick.
ago. Yeah, I was like their team, but yeah, it was not meant to be. I think the pandemic did us in,
Mm,
unfortunately. But
yeah.
yeah, games will be starting soon with the round one matchups, board four versus board one, and so on.
We can summarize the format really quickly,
Yeah,
folks. The time control is going to be 10 minutes plus 2 seconds. So there's a tiny little increment when you see people really low on time. They're not necessarily going to flag, but people have occasionally flagged. It's not impossible either. It does happen sometimes.
yeah,
Um, if the position's easy enough, most players should be able to convert off a 2 second increment at this level. So it's 10 plus 2, and there's 4 rounds, and each player on each team plays each player on the other team. So overall, 16 total games, and we need 8.5 points here today to stay in the Pro Chess League.
that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be tough. We have one new player in the lineup today, Johan Sebastian Christensen from Norway. Really strong
Mhm.
GM, yeah, young guy. And yeah, we don't have the ratings up here, but honestly, the ratings, they don't really tell the full story here. Like the FIDE ratings um, are one thing, but the speed chess of some of these guys is something else.
Yeah. They've got a former unicorn on their team, Alexander Bortnik.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's quite strong in rapid chess. Um, and Sevion's good. Their whole team is really good today. I would call this a straight up toss up. Do you have any particular insights on which team looks good to you today?
It's very close for me because okay, once again we have a bit of an underdog on the fourth board,
Hmm.
but I feel like our top three boards are definitely a bit higher. Like Gukesh and Darius are very good.
Hmm.
Darius in particular, I mean he's I think a bit stronger than Bortnik and a bit above Lenormand. But I don't know, the
Hmm.
ratings again, they don't tell the full story because Lenormand's FIDE rating is like in the 2500s, somewhere around there, like 2550 or 2570, which I think is already underrated. But online, he's just like very strong
Yeah, I mean, I think
and
his
clutch.
OTB FIDE strength would be 2635.
Yeah,
That would be my take on him.
Yeah.
He may have a peak rating of 2640 something or something like that, but I would say he's like 2630, 2635, something like that, pretty safely. Which means that he would outrate our third board, Christensen, by a little bit. Christensen has never quite hit 2600, so I think his rating's probably about accurate for him. So Lenderman would be slightly ahead there, and then on boards 1 and 2, I would say Gukesh is a little bit better than Sevian. Dariush might be a little bit better than Bortnik, although in rapid chess it might be pretty close. And then Carissa is still going to be better than Zoe. So, I don't know. To me, pretty equal overall.
Yeah, we'll just see. Hopefully, our guys can put up some good scores. Games have started. I've got Gukesh's game up for everyone to see.
Okay. Playing a fancy Najdorf, huh?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Like a
Looks
delayed
like
poison pawn or something?
Yeah, so
No,
Krista
poison
went
pawn
bishop
with
g5.
knight b7 instead of e6. That's what's out of place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's going to sack that pawn as if it were the poison pawn. And we'll see if he takes it. I mean, you would guess he would take it, right? I mean, that's kind of the point of playing queen b6.
Usually, yeah, once you say queen b6, you kind of have to say queen takes b2 in a lot of cases. Unless your queen gets trapped, don't be ridiculous. But yeah, if you can
that
get
just
away.
says you shouldn't have gone queen b6, right?
Yeah, that just means right in the first place. It wasn't good.
Yeah, so I mean, there's some line with queen b6 and knight c6 where you're pressuring d4, but since knight b7 is played, I feel like the point has to be to take on b2. But he's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it. Yeah, he's already down to 8.5 minutes.
What else could he have in mind? Well, don't need to look any further.
All right, he got his. Yeah, he just wanted to have his follow-up in. Makes sense. I think this one's definitely still gonna develop quite a bit. Just getting the multi-board view ready here.
Yeah.
Got all the games
We've got
started.
Controversy on board 3 in the Alyechin.
Ooh.
Big controversy.
And I guess Bortnik is black on that one.
Yeah. Well, we've got a pawn on f6 and a knight on e5 that's not moving, so
Let me jump there.
that is looking pretty controversial.
Wow. All right, so this is JSC, Johann Sebastian, going up against Bortnik's really pet weapon, the Alekhine. Like, he plays this every week in the Pro Chess League. G4. And I love that JSC has 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Just like such a nice sign in a team event.
Yes, like you did your preparation. The manager thanks you.
Yeah, this G4, no, but this is smart because like he's playing Bortnik. Bortnik has shown his cards. I mean, he's like, okay, this is what I'm gonna play, and yeah, I mean the Alekhine is something you should try to go after. Wow, he sacks the pawn, so knight c8. He drops back knight f3, and just sacrifices the G pawn.
Yeah, that f6 move is looking so ugly. I guess that's like a main basis, but where is White's king going is unclear as well.
Yeah, wild position, but definitely looks like a very nice shot for. I'm assuming his position is good, right? Because he prepared this. And it's not that hard for the engine to suggest something against the Alekhine. Yeah, and even from a practical perspective, I really like it. Even if the engine isn't super impressed, it just looks unpleasant for black. You have rook g1 hanging over you, and
yeah,
fantastic.
I mean, black's looking like they're going to be somewhat weak on the e6 square. That's perhaps like the weakest square to start off with, right? And you've got this light squared bishop that you really don't want to trade. He tries to block the G file a little bit, which is my instinct as well. Because what else would you do about rook G1 and your G7 pawn and your bishop on F8, right? So G6 to me is logical, potentially predictable, and yeah, what's next for white? Just development, probably. He's probably just playing bishop F4 and queen.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Oh, okay. Queen B3. Very reasonable. Just hitting B7.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, Queen C7.
I would guess
might get hit.
Queen D7.
Right.
Defending E6 square as well.
Bishop F4. So Queen D7. But that gets in the way of the knight on B8, which now has to go to like A6.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not easy for black. Wait, Hollis texting me?
Yeah, Dane's going to join the main broadcast at some point.
Okay. All right, I'll be right back.
Cool, David. And we'll see you soon. All right, David will be back in a sec. Folks, let's quickly check out the multi-board here. You can see all the games in action. This is the first round of 4. This is week 4. And let's see what we got here. So we have Daro on top left board here against Lunderman. He's playing black. JSC up against Bortnick. That's a big game if he can win for us. Carissa Yip. Okay, insane position between Carissa Yip and Gukesh. King D8 played. So keep an eye on that one. And then Zoe Tang, our youngster on board 4. She's going up against the big man Sevian, who's board 1 for the passers and super strong player. Recently minted 2,700, but her position looks quite reasonable for the moment. So good luck to Zoe there. How's chat doing? There are some questions about the players. So yeah, Zoe. I don't know if we answer. We picked her up because she's a strong junior player, and she's close to the rating limit of 2,200. Anyone below 2,200 counts as 2,200, so you don't want to have a player the FIDE rating of much lower than that. Thanks, Falk, for the 100 bits. Much appreciated. Yeah, she was definitely a good pickup for us. And then someone asked, what's Gukesh's connection to California, Indian Silicon Valley? I don't know if that was a serious guess, but no, Gukesh is a strong player. 2,700. We invited him to the team, and he joined. So yeah, this year there doesn't need to be like specific connections to the team. It's just a free agent policy all around. What event is this? This is the Pro Chess League. This is the premier professional online chess league in the world. You got like the world's strongest players, the world's strongest teams participate. It's essentially like chess's like esports league. Essentially, that's what it's become over the last couple of years. So we're cheering on the California Unicorns here. I'm gonna run the cheer. Why not? David's not here. There we go. Oh, it's behind the lane. That's just unprofessional. All right, we're gonna do it again. Let's run the cheer. Run the cheer. Oh, I didn't adjust the settings. All right. Last time, folks. Last time, I promise. Let's go Unicorns. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so there's a bunch of games going on here. Man, Chris's game against Gukesh looks scary. It's not a position I would want. It's black. Let's see, which game should we follow here? I feel like this JSC game is looks super interesting. So we can stay focused on that. Yeah, let's go unicorns. Gukesh's game is also wild. Daro's game is wild. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. All these games are super exciting. Hey, we're getting some new follows. That means David has joined the stream. We got a shout out to chess.com. So, all right, let's switch to a game. Let's go back to this this game between Johann Sebastian Christensen, our Norwegian GM, against the speed demon Alexander Bortnik. Yeah, so answer some questions. Yeah, David's on the main broadcast. Teams do have more than 4 members. I think rosters are up to 10 players this year. In terms of the team development, it kind of depends. So the thing is, the Pro Chess League has been around for a couple of years. I think they skipped a year or two because of the pandemic. And there's often different rules and stuff from year to year. So the players can actually shift around quite a bit. Though in general, you will see some players playing for the same teams. Like, for example, on the California team, one of our top players is Grandmaster Sam Shankland, and Shankland has been on the Unicorns, I think, since the very beginning, so for multiple years. I believe Daro Swiertz, he's been on the team for a couple of years. Gukesh, this is his first year on the team. Christensen's first year on the team. Zoe Tang, I think, also first year for her. Yeah, there's a couple of players that have been on our team for a few seasons now, and it kind of skips around. Like, you'll see Hikaru, he played for the Miami team, used to play for the New York team. Magnus, of course, used to play for Norway's team. This year he's playing for the Chess Bras. So it kind of switches from year to year. But a lot of times you do see the same players kind of stick around on the same team. Like, typically MVL is going to be on the French team. It's not too much drama there. Yeah, you can find the full rosters on, I think they have a website. I think prochessleague.com is the site, and you guys can check it out here. So yeah, our team is 1-2, and the way the league works this year is that if you have 3 wins or 3 losses, 3 wins, you advance to the playoffs. 3 losses, you get booted from the league. They're like, thank you, but no thank you. Your team's not good enough to continue. So yeah, we're 1-2, as are our opponents, the passers. Both teams really strong. It's a shame that one of us is gonna go home, but that just shows you how strong the league is. And then next week, even if we do win, we're gonna go up against the Chess Bras or the Russian team, the Wizards, French. It's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be absolutely brutal. But one game at a time, one match at a time. For now, Johann Sebastian, he is definitely trying to knock Bortnik out. I really love his position. I mean, all of White's pieces here are better. His king is safer. It's like, okay, he's down a pawn, but this pawn really doesn't matter until unless White's attack here just completely fizzles out. The only reason the pawn is important is just psychological, because you know you're down a pawn. So okay, if everything somehow magically gets traded and my attack dies, then I could be in trouble, and that kind of weighs on you psychologically. But for the moment, White has a lot of things to be happy about, but it's gonna be hard to convert this. Bortnik is strong. He's super fast. But what to do? I mean, he's thinking here. I feel like you could castle queenside. To me, it seems like just get the king out of the center, put the rook on d1. I feel like he wants to somehow try to get bishop c4 to work. Of course, the knight is hanging, so you could consider rook g3, defending the knight, and then bishop c4 as well, but somehow this feels a little bit slower for me. Yeah, there's no draft. Yeah, it's not like it's not like the Pro Chess League has been established for years and years, like the NFL and is like colleges and all. No, it's very like they set the rules for the year. You know, the teams do their best to follow them, and then new year, new rules. You know, it just kind of keeps going. I think Rook G3, it might be a candidate move just to defend the knight and prepare Bishop C4. You could calculate Bishop C4 immediately, but I'm not sure if White really gets enough for the piece sacrifice. Doesn't seem clear to me at all. So he's spending a lot of time. That's the only thing that I don't love, is that when you get this kind of situation, it's like, okay, you have probably a lot of good options here. So I'm not sure if it's super practical to spend the time, because the time pressure is going to be pretty serious. And okay, well, there we go. That's what he was thinking about. An 85. Wow. Holy moly, folks. That's Connect 4. Does he win the game? That's game, right? That's Connect 4. What a move. So takes on H5. Now, what's his idea? Black can recapture. The bishop on G7 is defended. He doesn't take back. He takes on D4. Wait, why didn't he take... Oh, Rook G7 and Queen take... Oh, that's what he calculated this all out. He was going to take here and take here. And then he's got Knight F6 check coming. And so both players realize that Black is like just busted here, for example. This one, or King D8. Maybe I might have missed something, but I feel like this was... this must have been why H5 wasn't taken. Wow. Rook sack. Insane. So Bortnik takes here, and now queenside castles, because, of course, pinning and developing. And, okay, this is super sharp. I have no idea if it's good for White or not, honestly. It could be nice, but it's such a crazy position that one mistake could absolutely change things around here. And the thing is, Black can castle, so it's not like Black's king is totally exposed here for forever. Like, Black has ways of getting out. But it's not easy. Not easy. Bishop G4 for sure. That's a move White could throw in. Black will defend there, right? Rook E8 or something. But yeah, that's definitely an idea for White. Bishop G4. Very nice tempo. Then maybe Knight G5 to follow. Yeah, super, super messy position.
Hey.
On castles, I wonder also if... hey, David. If maybe White will sack on G6. Yeah, we're just following this wild game. Johans.
Christensen, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's going for it. If he can score this, that would be a very nice point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every point is pretty sweet, but yeah, well, it would be great to just knock the Alekhine out in the first round. Put some pressure on them.
Just retire the Alekhine from Bortnik's repertoire.
1.5 minutes each for this kind of a middle game position with everything hanging. That's going to be pretty intense for both players.
Yeah. Somehow not for Bortnik. Like, I watch him stream and he's just like so relaxed with like no time. He's talking. Oh, I missed that. You have 3 seconds. Oh, I missed that.
In like 3 seconds, he has time to both like tell you that he missed it and recover and come up with something to do.
Yeah. Just figure it out. Yeah.
It's true. He's unflappable. It was great having him on our team for that reason before.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully Christensen can start with a bang here, right? JSC, just get his mojo flowing.
Yeah, I mean, I should say I really like JSC as a player. I remember following him. He was an IM, a couple of years ago, and he was working really hard. I remember like him going to tons of tournaments, getting GM norms. And now like his FIDE rating is like up to 2580. I think he actually dropped. I think he was over 2600 at one point, and then had like bad spell or something.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like he was just at 2600. Yeah, but I don't know a few points above or below. Oh yeah, he was a few points above. You're right.
So he's really great guy.
But this position has to be objectively good for white, right? Oh, if bishop g5, Bortnick's going to play knight c5, not move the queen.
That's the
Oh,
trick. Yeah. I
it's
mean,
intense.
yeah, intuitively, I definitely take white here, but it's very tricky right now because c5 is hanging, and how does white deal with this?
Right. So is e3. I mean, even more important, e3. We can't give e3.
Can you go bishop g5, knight c5, queen a3?
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, so that would be killer there. Oh my God, we're down to 30 seconds.
I know he's calculating. Oh, takes on g6. Okay.
Whoa!
No, okay. Yeah.
Holy cannoli!
Let's c5. Guessing he
Ow.
has to take this.
What did we plan against this move? Oh my God. I guess just trading and king d1.
Oh, but he has queen f5 check. Ah, shoot. Queen f5. In that line.
It's just insanity, brutality.
Queen c4. So he's winning the queen.
Jesus. I can't take this, Kostya. I can't take it.
But I don't think it's going to be enough. It's rook and two pieces right now.
When there's a third one hanging.
Third one hanging. Knight's like super well coordinated here. He's fighting though.
With some kind of a shot there with f3 to maybe get that piece back and keep in the game. Oh man.
Yeah, it's got to be good for black,
intense.
but at least there's some chances here. Let's see. I'll keep an eye on some of the other games.
He's planning to take on b2. 8 seconds left. Whereas Bortnick can go have a chat somewhere. Oh my lord.
G1.
Knight b5 looks strong.
Oh yeah, that's serious. White's got no checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just come in. Ooh, and that's a big win for Bortnick.
Yeah, It's a big win. So Gukesh won, Bortnick wins. Lenderman won. Shoot, last game is Zoe against Sevian. Sevian's winning. Okay, this is gonna be a tough start. So this is 3-1. It's 3-1, David.
Okay.
That was unfortunate. That was a really nice chance. I don't know what happened in and it's gone. Can't find the game, of course.
Yeah, the game just disappeared.
All right, let me see if I can.
Hard to find.
Oh, I can cycle through the games. Okay. So Lenderman managed to trick Daro. They had this endgame where it looked like Daro was holding. Actually, he was down in exchange.
I dropped the f pawn.
Oh, bishop f4 check, king e2. Yeah, if not for bishop f4, I mean, looks like he's at least surviving. I guess now with rook e7 here, white wants like e5, e6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not trivial for black at all, but
Very hard to solve.
unfortunately he ended
bishop
up.
d6 is the move. Bishop d6 back and forth.
Yeah,
That's with that rook.
yeah, just hitting the rook, and then just moving back if rook d7.
Seems like he was at least on the worst side of it for a while, but maybe he should have. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. Oh, they were in that endgame for a while, huh?
Right. Yeah, he was holding for a very long time. I'm presuming on the increment probably too.
Yeah.
Knowing
presumed
Daro.
correctly. He had 5 seconds, like 40 moves ago.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, that's a tough start. Yeah.
Oh man, he had the advantage. If you look at like move 25 or so, he was, and then he walked into this exchange sack with a queen trade. Ooh, that was a real bad choice right there.
So queen f5, knight d6, queen f4.
Yeah, real bad.
Huh. that seems unnecessary.
Let's say
Yeah,
something like queen a6 or queen d7, something that doesn't walk into that knight fork, and black is way better. Oh, he was thinking the pawn would go back on g5, huh? Okay, so maybe it's like about equal, actually.
it should be
Maybe
totally
just equal.
totally fine for black. But Merle's in our chat saying so. Apparently, Bortnik said White could have taken bishop takes d4.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what.
we're
That was the only move I was considering. Like the take on g6 was a huge. Like, where does that come from?
right. Yeah, so takes. I guess. Well, what I was thinking is like black would trade rook d4, and then take on c5, and then. I mean, yeah, still looks insane to me,
You're
but.
saying takes on d4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Takes, rook takes, and then knight c5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe just something like queen e3
Queen e3. Mm-hmm.
or c3.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe c3 is even better.
Yeah, I like c3 kind of tagging the rook.
Or c4 tagging e6.
Yeah, c4 also.
Let's try queen c4. What's black supposed to do there?
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look like super clear to me, but definitely feels like I would take white.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a rapid game, anything can happen, right? In fact, queen c4 maybe blunders knight e4, rook e4, knight d6.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Takes, knight d6. We're not in time to take here. Yeah, I like your queen c3.
Yeah. So what I would say is like in a short time control, anything can happen, right? You're just like randomly guessing the moves. You could win, lose, whatever. But I would think with a lot of time, the white's position would be winning. Like I don't believe that rook on a8, king on e8 situation.
Yeah, well, that's how they get you in these time scrambles. They give you a winning position, but not enough time to like so that it's easy.
Right.
It's just unfortunate. Yeah. Actually, I played Bortnik once on Title Tuesday, and I was winning. I was like up a piece.
Pretty good.
Like, yeah, in the end game too, but like not enough time. I mean, even with like 1 second increment, he was just like too fast and too tricky, and like I got confused.
Oh man, it sucks to be confused up a piece.
Yeah.
Like, why won't my extra piece just take care of things for me?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I can only imagine how frustrating it is because this situation happens a lot in online chess. It's like your position is good, and it's like you just don't have enough time to fully solve it. Figure it out. Okay. Let's check out how Gukesh did.
Okay.
Let's see. So he had this crazy Najdorf. I mean, this is why I never was attracted to the Najdorf, was because of positions like after 13 bishop c4, like having to defend something like this. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
not my idea of a good time. But intuitively, I don't know. Do you have you're a lot more experienced here. Do you have a sense of like where white went wrong here?
No, I didn't get to see too much of this game. I mean, I know that I saw their eval bar on the chess.com broadcast drop when white played bishop c4. So presumably there was a better move than that. Already, like the move before this.
Oh, and Zonderbuck saying knight c3 might have been a mistake as well.
I wonder if it could be something as simple as on move 13 playing queen c3. Um,
So that
then
threatens a check, and then
presumably you have to play like knight c5, right?
I have no idea. I have like zero. Like, is queen c7 even a threat? Like,
Of course, it's a threat.
I mean, it looks
You
annoying,
can't let
but
someone into your house like that.
no. But maybe you could play e6.
No, no.
I don't know. I'm.
My queen's also on that diagonal. Against e6, I could maybe even play knight f6. No, no,
Ooh,
no.
yeah. Hey, this. I didn't make these moves. So knight c5. Let's go with your idea. That seems
Knight
wise.
c5.
I like
And now
that.
I'd go rook a3.
Right. Okay. Queen b1 check. Okay.
King f2, knight e4, and that wasn't very good.
Yeah. King and then king e2. Okay, is kind of
Yeah.
pointless.
Okay, so
All right.
knight c5. Knight c5. How about just developing the bishop to d3?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're wondering if queen c7 is really a threat.
Well, now they can get a rook.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying after bishop c4, e6, f5, so things fizzled out for white.
I don't know exactly. I just know that the eval bar was sky high after queen a2. Like there's some kind of a, so to speak, knockout for white that was missed. Now it's not just a tactic. It's like a move based on tactics that allows white to.
Yeah. Yeah, so often it's like,
position, but
okay, it's like the move is +5, but you still have to. It's not a clear +5 for many moves.
Oh yeah, I saw the position up to knight c5. I thought obviously knight c5 provides some comfort for black because now you're supporting your e6 square and you can play bishop d7 and bishop e7. So you have a path to developing all your pieces. The queen has also been let out of the box, so she's not trapped. So I would definitely say, from a human perspective, after knight c5, it looks less scary for black.
Right.
Still, practically speaking, a mess, OTB, right? White has some comp and your king is weak, but you definitely don't feel like you should be losing. If you lose, it's going to be because you get outplayed and miss something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, looks like next round has started. Let me get the game. We got Gukesh against Lunderman. This was Queen's Gambit declined with an early a6, very trendy. And yeah, Gukesh I think plays one of the pretty standard setups here. Cool. Okay, let me check out the live view. Probably have to refresh. Let me refresh the standings. Big refreshes all around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, standard position for Gukesh. Lenderman's going to play c5, it looks like, take an IQP, and white will be slightly better.
Yeah. Okay, definitely.
It's not ours to update, Ray V. It's up to chess.com. They are the owners of that sheet. Oh, Kostya, if you refresh it, it might show the scores.
Yeah, I have.
That's the one thing we can do.
Definitely a must win for Gukesh here. It's 3-1 already, so we're behind. I'm not too worried. Like, okay, who knows what's going to happen, but I feel like it's too early to despair.
Okay. We've got a closed Rui between Dariush and Carissa. Christensen and Bortnick and Zoe. Yeah. Well, I feel like we need to make up some ground. Our team is built to sort of score 2.5 to 3 points in various rounds, but not really to go 4-0 ever. Mm-hmm. So if we're down 2 points, it's very hard for us to come back, and we have to start making it up pretty much right away, I would say.
Yeah.
I think we need 2.5 this round.
Gotcha. So we got Gukesh Lenderman. We have Johann Sebastian against Sevian. He's playing black, so of course tough pairing for him, but I'm sure he'll be fine. And then Daru against Carissa definitely feels like a win is what we need there. So if we could just get like 2 wins with white, a draw with black, and maybe a lucky point here or there from Zoe.
Wow. You see the line Christensen played h6 on move 4? He came really prepared today.
Yeah, I can let me jump to that game.
Just a fascinating opening move.
So we had a French. Bishop g5, h6. Yeah, that's fresh. That's not typical. That's not
really
a move.
Early.
It's James Canty.
Right, as James Canty must have been saying when he watched this. And you would think like pawn takes d5 wins a pawn for white, but Sevian does not even go for that option.
Yeah, that must have been the pre-Lila 0 reason why this was never played. And then someone checked this position. It's like, oh, actually, it's only 0.3 for white, so it's playable.
Right. Like something like pawn takes d5, bishop b4, pawn takes e6, castles, or who knows what, right? And it's just like, oh, not that easy.
What he had. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, from Sevian's point of view, why would you want this as white?
Well, I mean, yeah, you may not want it, but I mean, you sort of have to play principal moves, right? You just gave up your bishop pair to pressure d5, right? That's what bishop g5 implied. And now, you play a3. Well, obviously black is satisfied.
Yeah. So a3 and then c6 from black, which is also weird, right? I mean, this was a French.
Yeah.
And c6 in the French is rare.
Sevian's come up with a good plan to just swing this knight to f5 and neutralize black's bishop pair, and white is very comfortable. Pretty good. Pretty good for like how to respond to an opening surprise.
Yeah, I would say Sevian's got a very solid position here. Yeah, some pull for sure with this knight on e5. But yeah, I don't have enough good things to say about JSC. He's been super professional and really motivated. Very happy to join the team, and yeah, happy to have him on.
Super pumped to see someone come in and like blitz out their opening and give me a little bit of comfort there.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I wanted to ask you. I feel like you told me at some point, but where does the unicorn's name come from?
Unnamed brainstorm. I wrote down a list of like hundreds of possible names, and using different place names. Like it could have been California, or it could have been Golden State, or it could have been East Bay or Bay Area or something. I think there were a lot of different possible names. You want to hear other names that were considered? Do you want me to look that up?
No, I'm just curious, like what why go with unicorns?
It's a couple part thing. Like one piece of it was the idea to create something that would be appealing to girls. So that when a girl sees the Pro Chess League, they would think like, oh, cool, this is meant for me, right?
Yeah, in fact, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, but I'm pretty sure that the manager of the passers, he was tweeting about the match, and he was saying that his daughter is rooting for us.
Yeah, exactly. As it should
of
be.
The logo. Yeah, as it should be. Yeah, correct.
So correct call. And it was always going to be with a rainbow. That was part of the idea of like the unicorns, was to make it just like straight up, rainbowy, sparkly. Yeah, just something like straight up my daughter's alley at the time. It has a second meaning for Californians, or people who are into Silicon Valley and stuff, right? Do you know what the other meaning of a unicorn is, Kostya?
Oh yeah, actually,
you did a business degree.
Unicorn, if I remember, it's like Maybe it's something more specific, but basically it's like a perfect company that doesn't exist.
Sort of. I think the idea comes from it being like rare for anybody looking to invest, right? It's like when investors invest in startups, they might have to invest in 100 startups to find one startup
Right,
that
right, right.
that makes all the money, and the other 99 investments are a wash. But if that one investment multiplies your money by 1,000, it doesn't matter if you made 50 investments to find one investment. um
Yeah,
and
I've heard that.
specifically it's a startup that becomes worth over $1 billion.
Oh, that I didn't know.
It has a fairly specific definition at right now.
Nice.
um so that's where the unicorns came from. It was this double thing of like something fun and magical, to make you know young girls feel like they belong in professional chess, and then this other meaning since we're here in California.
Cool. Love it. Um, oh, here's the multi-board view. We got all 4 games live. Yeah, we're gonna need wins from Gukesh here. He's putting the pressure on Linderman and Daro as well against Carissa Yep. Um, then let's see.
Yeah, I mean, these are our higher rated players with white, so
Yeah, we need
these
them
are
to
the
flex
games
a little
that
bit. We need them to like,
these are the games we're supposed to win.
right.
And then we also need an upset on top of that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Now Bortnick's position is looking very good, of course, against Zoe. She's under some serious pressure there.
yes, definitely, I saw that position and I agree.
But Zoe's been fighting a lot. I think she's only played 1 match so far. But
Yeah,
okay, she played 3 GMs and then she defeated a fellow board 4. So
yeah, she did great.
yeah.
Her fourth round game was fantastic, and
Mm-hmm.
she kept her other 3 games interesting and competitive. So yeah, I mean, Jesse might be the only person who'd get really excited about Darius's position, but um, it should be like a tiny edge for white, right? You go bishop b5 to make them play c6 and weaken the b6 square. Then you come back to c4 and try and bring your knight to c4 to pressure a5 and b6 at the same time.
Yeah.
Then of course, I mean, it's the first idea that a strong player would consider probably, and of course, Darius does go for it after some thought. I guess his position is pretty pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems difficult for black because you have this bishop on g7 that's bad, knight on f6 is bad.
Right.
So it could just straight up be losing, like in a
Playing for
couple
knight
moves.
b3 is much less pressure because black can play bishop f8 and cover c5, so it's much better to go through c4 with the knight if we can. So what does Carissa have in mind? She thinks for a long time and plays the knight here. So she wants to bring the knight to d6 to challenge the c4 square. So it's kind of like go for it now. I mean, there could also be some switch up at some point. Like once the knight's on d6, knight b3 becomes more annoying. But if he plays the most direct, trade on e6 and knight c4.
Yeah.
What's she thinking of doing? Maybe rook b1, knight d6 there? Yeah, that must be her plan.
That's possible, but I would think even like simple. Okay, that's on the board. Even simple king d3 looks good.
Yeah, I was also thinking maybe king d3. And to
Or
do this, she has to
king
trade on b1 first, or she could play knight d6 and sack the a pawn. But knight a5, and then
Yeah.
c6 is hanging too. The a pawn's pretty strong. I don't think black has the resources to go active here, to like switch from passive defense to the pawn sack and bring the rook to b2. I don't think a rook on b2 is going to stop the a pawn.
Yeah, I think this is a pawn that white grabs and just tries to convert. But if she trades first, then knight d6, then it's like, yeah, white has all these, just this built-in advantage, and then just like king d3, king c4. It looks, especially with little time, it's just like, ugh, so difficult to hold this.
Yeah, the b file is a huge asset. It's worth nearly a pawn in this kind of position. So I'm pretty comfortable. I would evaluate this as plus 0.9 or plus 1 for white, pretty much straight up plus 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay, she does take.
That happens. 96. So here's where you wonder if you can play king d3, and the move you have to worry about is rook to d8. But if you could go king d3, knight c4, king c4, black just can't stop rook b7, and the endgame is nearly terminal. Actually, that gives me another idea. Just trade on d6 and play rook b7.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay, without king d3.
Yeah, then there's just nothing
simple.
Nothing controversial, right?
That's very simple. I like it.
Like the king just has to go back to e6, and then you go king d3, king c4, and you just grind it.
Yeah.
Or even rook c7. I mean, maybe just collect the pawn that the file is worth. But this is what I mean by the file being worth the pawn, right?
I feel like even rook a7 is good. Because I don't see how black defends the a pawn.
There you're playing with fire. I think rook c7 is much better because the a pawn remains a little bit weak.
Oh, no, rook c7 is fine. Yeah, I was just wondering if rook a7 is also good.
I wondered that.
Okay, but rook a6, I mean, that feels like a big achievement, is now this rook can't even activate if it wanted to. It's like,
right, it'll be slower to, if you use your rook, if you use your rook and come off the file, it can't even get to b6, yeah. But yeah, I maintain my evaluation. It's plus 1 for white here. Maybe bishop c5, cutting off bishop f8.
Mm-hmm.
Then bishop f6, I guess, just hanging around.
Probably bishop f6, yeah.
Which brings the king. Chris is thrashing. Yeah, maybe it'll just be rook a7 at some point here, and then bishop.
Yeah, now that he's improved to the max, yeah, with the king, now, yeah, rook a7 feels much more, much simpler. It's a shame you're trading off, these rooks.
The worst rook.
Yeah, but it's technical.
It's technical.
You just
All
can't
right,
defend
should
the
we look
pawn.
to another game? I mean, this was very cleanly explained by Dariush through his moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to say, like, Daro often does this. If you're done, if you already read like endgame strategy, you need like more material. Just like look at some of his games. I mean, he's just like so methodical. Okay, I've opened up Sevian against JSC.
Yeah. Yikes! G6 falling.
Yeah. Looks like he's not down a pawn.
Okay, because Sevian did something fancy on e5. But we can see Sevian's trying to, beat him down, because he played f5 there, sacking e5 to break to king side. Like, he said, it's time.
Yep. So it takes. And now...
Logical would be to trade all the rooks, because your king's getting opened up, right?
Exactly. I don't know how afraid I am for black here, because... Yeah, a lot of material is coming off. Queen f7 here, maybe.
Maybe queen f7 to cover the king and be able to play knight g4. Now the knight has to cover queen h7. And if white goes knight e2, then queen e5 is powerful, though. That'll tie you up for a long time.
Queen e5, yeah. Knight e4
so he's going to have to trade both rooks, and the position's more or less dead equal. You can even go queen f4, maybe? Okay, knight, yeah. So now queen e5, just centralized. Yeah, black's
good centralization.
Black's golden.
I think black's absolutely fine. You always have like knight g4 eventually. It's like White has issues with their king. Maybe put
Yeah.
the king on g7 or something, and then...
Right, so you could activate the knight. You could try to grind white, actually. So this f5 move from Sevian looks a little bit dubious since he had a fine position before he played it. And now, not much opportunity for white. If you bring your king over to f2 or f1, you also have to reckon with queen h2 could be poking at you. And if you don't, there's queen e1 to h4. What are you doing, Sam?
Yeah,
Please
queen
do
e1.
more of it.
Queen e1. But what does he want? Queen f1? So c6 is still hanging.
Oh, c6. I did not see c6. Ugh.
Yeah, but still, he has queen e3 check, he has c5.
Yeah.
The knight
Queen
endgame
e3 is
should be
is a
okay.
draw because of queen f2, queen c1. You can't go king h2, knight g4.
No,
So
nice pinned.
Could take the draw here. Oh, knight's pinned. Jesus.
Yeah, but black does have c5 if white gives a tempo. So if check on e3, okay, he just takes. But if check, white can move the king. I mean, maybe c5 there. But he goes for this.
Now he's slightly worse.
You think so? I mean,
Yeah,
this might be...
Knight on d4. Knight on d4.
Oh, he brings the knight to f3. I was thinking he wants to move the king and go knight g4, and just mate. But knight d4 is going to be a problem.
I don't like this. I was feeling good. Darius has won the game. I feel good that Gukesh can also win his game.
Okay, Gukesh winning. That's good.
So I would have preferred a really safe approach from Johan Christensen. I would have been fine with him, trying to really keep it equal or drawish.
Yeah, maybe he thought he needs to play for more. I feel like black is super active here. I mean, I don't really think like... I mean, of course, with 2 minutes, anything can happen, but...
Zoe is holding up great under examination from this insanely powerful
Zoe...
player.
Yeah, these bishops are ruthless.
The bishops, they've been torturing her for a while, and she hasn't let up. She hasn't messed up anything. Here, I guess the idea is bishop b2, bishop g4.
Yeah, that one's bishop g4.
So maybe rook e7 is the simplest attempt at holding it together.
Yeah, might be possible. Okay, played.
Goes for it. Now, queen c8 would be terrible for white as far as squandering advantage. So, what do we expect?
Probably not necessarily. Hold on, because he could take on like e7 and then...
White surely has something better than queen c8, letting that rook out. What?
But it's... Well, I don't know what he wants on bishop takes e7.
Right.
Or knight e7. Okay, bishop e4.
Oh, it's like a Catalan on steroids, huh?
I mean, it's still good. No, I'm with you. I feel like white might have had something better. I didn't see like clearly like what, but probably he had other good options there.
Bishop d8, I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, Indo Queen.
But it's tough. It's tough for Zoe. I mean...
Okay, Gukesh has won his game. So we've got 2 points, and now we just need, one upset draw from the other 2 boards, right?
Okay, let's go Gukesh.
Our way into this.
Good stuff.
Okay, Zoe activates the rook, threatens the b4 pawn. And maybe knight d4 in some case, Kostya, as well. Like if white plays b5, maybe the defense is takes, knight d4. And you lose a pawn, but you seek refuge with the opposite colored bishops.
Absolutely.
there's some pressure on the higher rated players in these matches, right? Where like sometimes the lower rated players can just sort of, so to speak, grovel, right? Like say like we're happy with any half point and put all the responsibility on the stronger player.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice when you have nothing to lose. And then as a high-rated player, you're like, okay, is this winning? You know, is this enough? You're always wondering.
Oh, G4 was strong. That's a heck of a move. That's
Yeah.
a Shereshevsky move there.
Yeah,
What?
this is a...
Bishop F4? Walking into Rook D4? Oh, unfortunately, she walks into the B5 trick. Oh. That's what I feared. G5? G5? Pawn takes C6. Oh.
Yeah. I think Rook D4, White could have taken on C6 there maybe. Anyway. The back rank. I don't know.
Yeah, he's going to put her out now. Oof.
She finds G5.
Yeah.
Now she has to go back. Yeah, Rook E8.
So against Bishop F4, Rook D4, you thought what?
Rook C6,
C6?
I think. Yeah.
Then you just play like H6 or G5 or whatever, right? And then your Rook on D4 just collects everything.
Yeah. That would have been
That
better.
looked like the big chance to save the game. Rook B1. Brutal. Clinical.
Dang.
All right, so we're down to one board, right?
Yeah. Bornik wins this one.
Queen and knight endgame.
And we have, Johan in a blitz battle against Sevian.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, Johan.
He's looking at trading and going knight D1, trying to win a pawn in the endgame. But he repeats it. That's good. I'll take it. I'll take that half point.
Yeah, draw there. Draw there is fine.
I'm not going crazy here. I'm really appreciating that half point from JFC.
Okay. All right. So we win a round. That's good.
Yeah. That's where it has to start, yeah.
Now we're just down to 1 point deficit.
And we were really close to blasting back there. I mean, Zoe was hanging so tough. I mean, don't you think Rook D4 might have actually reversed that game?
Yeah, we can go back to that moment. I think. So
like
Rook
White
D4.
has 4 things hanging on the 4th rank. 4 things.
So yeah, takes. You're saying like H6. Yeah, I mean, looks. Okay, A6 is still falling. So I guess Bishop E3. White takes on G4, takes on B4. Black takes on G4, takes on B4. White takes on A6.
Yeah. And you still have defending to do.
Yeah, this A pawn is very well placed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, I mean.
Yeah.
That was.
But it's I feel like that was the big chance, and I hope that
you had to.
When reviewing her games from today, that Zoe realizes how well she played this game and how close it was, right? That she was still like almost in the range of that draw down to the end game, and she was suffering from the opening with Black the whole time. Yeah,
you have to take positives out of that, because it's like, okay, you're playing a very strong player, like grandmaster level, like really strong. So like surviving against them for some time is definitely something to be proud of.
Yeah, that was great from her. Gukesh's endgame was probably pretty clinical. We could review that.
Right, I'm just playing through his game right now, actually.
Okay.
Against Lenderman, who's a good friend of ours. He just did the latest US Chess School lecture a couple days ago on this channel. So we're always rooting for Alex, but not today, unfortunately. Knight C6. He took on F6. And, yes, of course, the classic 2 knights in the endgame.
He wasted no time proving that he had the advantage in this endgame with that knight F4 maneuver.
So knight F4 is nice, because now Black can't go king E7, because the knight C6.
Yeah.
And
Bishop B4 was probably...
losing a pawn.
Bishop B4 was probably imprecise there.
Right.
And knight where it may have been wanting to go anyway.
Yeah, Black gets a tempo to bring the king in, but then king can't come to E7, which it really wants to go. So maybe Bishop D6.
Yeah.
But okay, wins a pawn. Brings the knight back. G4.
Everything's perfection. Once he got that pawn, it was like you could just resign.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
That
the
knight
technique
maneuver to
is
D3, Kostya, that shuts down the whole queen side.
yeah. That was
That's
really nice. Yeah, another like just classic, just absolute fantastic conversion. Knight f4, knight d3. Black can't do anything. Wow.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man.
Gukesh good, huh?
To be able to play like Gukesh, what a great feeling. Or like that Dariush game this round. I mean, to just be able to make it so clean and technical.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to play with the hand.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, like picking up an instrument and you just play something and it just sounds good. You know, it's like
Right. Now things are going to heat up a little bit in the third and fourth rounds, folks. What we're going to see is the top two boards playing against the top two boards. So that's going to be really intense, right? We'll see if like Gukesh can keep it up. Last week he lost in round 3 with Black. That was the blemish on a really fantastic outing last week for him.
Right.
So we'll see. Maybe even drawing with Black could be good enough in this third round if the rest of the team shows up.
Yeah, absolutely.
This next round, I would say, is maybe a little bit of a big round for Dariush and Zoe. Oh, sorry, no, for Johann Sebastian and Zoe, because they'll have their final whites of the match, so they're going to want to try and score at least 1 point, but ideally, 1.5 or so.
Yeah.
And that would take some pressure off our top two boards who have
Okay.
Black this round.
Some comments in the chat. Yeah, our third board JSC, I think he's played fine so far. I wouldn't say that he's choked at all or that he blundered and lost. I mean, we were watching that game. It was a very sharp position where the best moves were very far from obvious.
Very, very far.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where it almost feels like guesswork. Like you've got to. Personally, I would have a feeling of the eval is in White's favor, but then to like find how to avoid all Black's resources with those knights hopping out on c5 and d6.
Yeah. I don't know who has played chess before, who hasn't, but chess is really hard. It's like such a hard game. And even if you know your position is good, you might have several tempting options, but you have to calculate so much with like 2 minutes on your clock. It's really tough.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually, no, he drew the last game with Sevian, which is a great result. So
great with Black. I mean, he won us this round 2.5, right? He's the one who kind of reversed expectations a little bit there, drawing with Black against their best player. Thank you. Good work.
Yeah. So okay. We're in contention.
Powerful.
We're in this thing. Yeah. I see Gukesh on the camera. I can't believe he's like only 16. Crazy.
It's just it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, third youngest grandmaster in history.
See, you still have to fix that graphic for them, Kostya.
Oh, I do.
Chess.com graphic. You gotta post a fixed it for you.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll make a note. Totally forgot. Yeah. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. All right, they had it up before for round 3. Okay. Yeah, so next round will be starting soon. Keep an eye on the games here.
Yeah. So my goal, Kostya, is 2.5 points this round. How do you feel about that?
That would be great. That would be great. 2.5. If we get to the final round, an even score, then yeah, we gotta like our chances on the top 3 boards.
Yeah. I mean, what I'd like to see is, Zoe win with black in the last round, really surprise them and leave them without anywhere to score their points.
I mean,
That would be
not.
sick.
Yeah, it's not undoable. This round she has white against Lenderman. That's definitely a scoreable game. JSC, he'll have white against Carissa. Yep, so that's definitely a point we'd like him to get. And then, yeah, our top 2 are black. So they'll just have to...
They just have to put up good defense.
Try to hold. But yeah, I mean, okay, Gukesh black against Bortnik, it's not like... I feel like it's not going to be a game where he's just without chances. Because Bortnik's a nice guy. He doesn't just like squeeze you to death. He gives you play. He lets you he lets you in the game.
He's a nice guy like that. Yeah. He's looking pretty excited right now.
Yeah. He's streaming. He's explaining the ins and outs of his life.
Let's give him a shout out.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys should go follow him. He's a friend.
There you go, folks. A link to his stream. And
okay, their game is starting. E4, C4. We have this kind of unusual Panov. I feel like this line that Bortnik's playing is definitely a little bit tricky for black, but Gukesh seems to know what he's doing.
Okay, so white's going to try and keep d3, c4, d5 defended, doesn't care about the bishop pair, and Bortnik is well prepared for this. He's blitzing out those moves right there.
The e3, and this is giving Gukesh some pause.
I still can't get over the opening Gukesh played in round 1. That almost killed me.
Wait.
That quasi poison pawn that was losing within 2 moves against Carissa. What a risk!
But we never even figured out like what was the win there. Yeah, so it must not have been.
I mean, nobody knows. It's just hair raising, and whether or not there was a win there, it's all just too hair raising that position.
Yeah, I am very curious. I'm gonna go back and check what it was.
Yeah. It will be Queen C3, Kostya. And then, but I mean, then after that, who knows? But it'll start with Queen C3. Because that move grabs a bunch of key squares for the black queen to get back into the game. It makes it harder to play E6 because of the F6 square and the rook on H8. So it'll be Queen C3, but I mean, after that.
Yeah, who knows? Okay, so...
Ew! Carissa, no! Come on! I like Carissa, and it hurts me to see that.
Ooh, what's going on there, Carissa?
Her third move is a crime against chess.
Let's see here. Ooh, I see. She goes for King's Indian and then E6, huh? I mean, I've had people play this thing. It's not great, yeah. But yeah, I don't like it either. Chris is a fellow King's Indian player, and Fianchetto's not that scary. Just play the King's Indian. What's the problem?
Right.
We don't need this.
She's doing something weird. By the way, Gukesh hit Bortnik with some really strong moves, but unfortunately, it was exactly what Bortnik had prepared. Right, so he found some critical computer moves, and Bortnik still has 10 minutes on the clock. Yikes! Yikes!
Yeah, sharp position there. DC4 from... Huh? She seems to know what she's doing. But yeah, not a huge fan of the setup. Queen E2, for example. knight d2 maybe. Let me switch
You
over
know
to the
what?
multi-board.
She's slightly justified it, and it makes me think that that JSC should have just played e4 really early.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Makes me wonder.
I think he also
That would
just
have been like the
wanted
number
to do
one way
something
to punish
solid.
her.
Mm-hmm. Probably he just wanted to be practical, just play something solid and simple. I mean, I kind of like this for white queen e2, and okay, black does get e5 in. I wonder if white can keep the initiative somehow. Not sure.
Man. All right, I have to take back my horror with e6. Carissa seems to really know what she's doing.
Yeah, she made it work. I wouldn't trust the line though, but perhaps it was a good surprise weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Zoe's position is pretty solid. This looks like a Trompowsky type position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, often these positions are pretty solid for black, but they like to get that light squared bishop at least e6 before white plays bishop c4. Here, I guess they could still play bishop e6 and trade the bishop. Zoe wants to play either e4 or b5. We don't know which. Her last two moves leave us guessing.
All right, come on, unicorns. Need some points here. Which game do you want to follow?
Sorry, I was giving somebody the link to Jobava's Twitch in chat. Okay, looking at these, which one's the most exciting to me just early on is probably board one. Bortnik versus Gukesh is the most controversial of the openings being played. Knight c6 looks powerful. Gukesh sort of ready for it. They're both ready for it. These players are strong. They are fast in their board vision. Ooh.
Yeah. They move quickly. Let me go there. Okay.
So if you go rook fc8, then knight d4, knight e4 is probably not a problem for black. I mean, it might be. But the issue might be bishop d2. Gukesh plays a really unobvious move. Where did he come up with that one?
Yeah, queen a6. So he hits the knight and the pawn. Gets out of like bishop d2 stuff.
I mean, at the cost of the only problem with bishop d2 was losing the b pawn. So I mean, he's definitely seems on track for losing the b pawn.
Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like he wants to play this like kind of like a banko, like maybe take on c6, bring a rook to b8.
Yeah, and, I would have liked this as a banko where he also had the b pawn. Now that would have been a lot of pressure.
That would have been nice. I don't mind it. I mean, okay, knight d4.
Okay. Yeah, knight d4 seems to be what he was calling for. Now the question is, where's he going next here? Is he going knight g4, knight e4, rook fd8?
Yeah.
White's gonna have bishop e3 in general here. Oh, there's also e5, the most obvious E5 move on the entire board.
Yeah. I was thinking e5. I think white's response there is knight f3.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's still, worth calculating. I'm not sure. Goes rook d8.
So on bishop e3, it'll be knight d5.
Or knight g4.
Or knight g4. Knight d5 also covers the b pawn and the c7 push. So it keeps you from getting discombobulated by that c pawn just...
Yeah, true. Yeah, okay, it does go knight d5. No. Bortnik needs a move here.
Rook f d1 is most obvious. And then the question is... Well, it's very hard to evaluate the different options, right? Between playing e5 or trading on e3.
I mean, we might just get total liquidations. Like rook d1, black takes on e3, and then on d4. And, okay, rook c1.
Yeah.
So knight e3, he's taking with f pawn.
Yeah, I think queen a2 is going to be the move now.
Yeah, but you can take queen a2.
And it's risky. Whew.
Come on, Gukesh. What would Gukesh do?
That we'll find out.
Yeah. Yes and no, Connor. So we do sponsor the California team. Gukesh does not live in California. It's not a requirement to be on the team or any of the teams. All you have to do is agree to play for the Unicorns.
Yeah. But if you guys want to see the Unicorns play, it's actually up to you to donate to the Unicorns. During the PCL season, all donations to Chess Dojo are going over to the team. So there's a link, and that's how the players can get paid for their participation. And okay, Gukesh did go for the move, I thought.
Yeah, queen a2 on the board.
The dream is to also take on b2 and then cut white off with knight c3. What's the point of calling them the California Unicorns? Board one is the guy in India. I mean, it's a California-based team. A lot of the players are from California.
Yeah, the team name has been around longer than Gukesh has been on the team.
Yeah, this is his first time playing for us.
Yeah.
In the past, our first board has always been Sam Shankland. This year, we've been trading off between Gukesh, Sam, and Ray Robson, who's also new to our team.
Right.
But it's a professional league, so basically there is an idea that teams can hire players from around the world.
Yeah, they've had different rules. Like, used to be they had to be local. Then it was like, okay, you have to have some connection. They got rid of all that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what's the point of calling it the New York... what's a sports team from New York, Kostya?
Yankees.
Yankees. What's the point of calling it the New York Yankees if they've got a player from Dominican Republic playing shortstop? If that's a position. Yeah, shortstop.
Yeah, you found the one sport where I know as little as you do.
As little as me.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think, most sports are rather, it's the same humans. It's just you put like one color on one team and another color on a different. It's all the same people.
Man, Bortnik's getting low on time. I'm very impressed that Gukesh has managed to not be on the wrong side of the flag this game.
Yeah.
And
it's not
now
easy
if he
to
goes
do.
bishop b2, it might still just be c7 from white even there. But then rook c8, knight a7, rook a7's fine. Okay.
So with this move, yeah, he wants c7 and knight. But knight a7, there's always rook takes c7 anyway, right? So c7 is not like an immediate kill.
Oh, right. So could he even play rook b2 here?
Rook b2, yeah, seems possible.
Then c7, rook c8, knight a7, rook c7, you're saying. Yeah, okay. So he could take on b2 either way. I feel like he's going to take on b2, though, because that's what he needs is to get his b pawn live. But he had that time on the clock. He can go deep here. And he can turn this blitz slash rapid game into something of really high quality with one key move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He needs to think here. Man,
Wait,
it's
did
not
they
easy.
change the name of baseball to ball stick? There's no way they would rebrand baseball.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's still baseball. Oh, and the name David explained earlier, but the name comes from a couple things. Number one, a unicorn is a term in the Silicon Valley, Bay Area, California, meaning a $1 billion startup. And yeah, unicorn is also a girl-friendly team, which we don't have a lot of that.
Yeah. So they're saying, yeah, in a lot of professional sports, there's like a location that they play from. So wherever the players are from, they might all be living in New York City now to play on the same team together. By the way, Rook C2, which looks like a clever move against Black's Rook and Bishop, is a terrible move because of B3.
B3.
It's terrible, terrible, terrible.
Just attacking and, yeah, defending.
If Black doesn't play B3, their plan will be to try and cut off the C file at C3. So that's why Bortnick, yeah, he wants to get his Rook on the other side of the C3 square so that it can stay behind that C pawn and power it. Now, I feel like here something like B3 still makes sense even, or Bishop E5.
Right. Should be 5, B3.
Maybe B3, because there might be some move that changes where you want to put your bishop, but you definitely want to put your B pawn on B2
Mm-hmm.
in all scenarios.
Absolutely. Whew, this is so sharp. I don't know if I would have been able to resist taking on E3 this whole time. It's like, but I can understand why he wants to
Bishops
keep
are
this knight.
good pieces in these open positions, but the one on E3 is not yet doing any particular damage.
Right.
So I think it's really nice to wait on it.
Yeah. No, for sure. But at the right moment, you could see knight E3, rook D2 come in.
Oh yeah, at the right moment, we could definitely switch to playing with the pieces, and that's one thing that Bishop E5 introduces more than B3, is the idea of just going knight E3, rook DD2, and just trying to checkmate white.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's part of why I picked E5 for the bishop.
Yeah. Okay. Other boards are super unclear. I can jump to the live, the multi-board here. Zoe versus Linderman is like honestly very unusual position. Like I wouldn't immediately know how to evaluate that.
I guess she's planning to clean up the queenside with knight C3 next move. And then, maybe lose back the pawn on B5 and play rook C7 and have compensation. So Lenderman had a choice between playing technically right here or trying to launch something at the king side quickly while she's doing that. Like he could have played F4 on that move right there. Or G5, something really risky.
Yeah, no, I like her position very much. Of course, down to 2 minutes in the bottom right board for Zoe. So it's tough. Linderman, I played a couple times like Title Tuesday and stuff. He's fast. He's just like he tricks you with his like nice and super polite, wouldn't hurt a fly demeanor. Over the board, he just like he will hurt a fly. He'll hurt much more.
All right. So she's going to trade everything off. He's going to collect the pawn on B5. And Zoe still has a lot to prove in this position.
Yeah, that's true. These two pawns are...
After he takes on B5, I feel like G4 should be tried. But it's quite a bold move.
Yeah, difficult move. Yeah, it's just hard to get...
I just feel like the queen is perfect on D6. And if you give Black time to play Bishop D7, Rook C8, B5... the long term is Black's favor.
Yeah.
So I would try and bust out the bishop on B1 that's not very good, and
right.
sort of make more of a mess.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't look good for white. It looks like black is firmly in control here. Especially that
Still
bishop.
played g4 here. He played a very slow move, I think.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I think g4 you have to play.
And it's
But
important to do it when black can't play g6, which they can't right now because of
yeah.
the queen on c3. Okay. Other
Okay.
boards.
Yeah. Daro's game is quite messy, I would say. Very unclear. Maybe white is
Let's see. White's got
a little better.
two fan-kitted bishops. Nice bishop pair. G2 is under control for the moment, but it's got to be a slight advantage for Sevian. These positions can turn because the white king position is a little...
Right.
There's a question whether you want to play h6 or h5 here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I was just looking at Johan's position. I definitely don't like against Carissa. I feel like she's doing really well there.
Bishop
bishop
from
bishop pair.
Does that mean on queen d8
talking.
he wants to not trade queens? I don't
Should
think he'll
F8
be
from
able to
Daro?
avoid it, really?
Oh, these games are heating up. Yeah, Gukesh is low on time. Daro.
Yeah. It's the scary part of the round where everything can go for you or against you.
Oh, Johan, I think he's losing.
Rook c4, rook a5. What happened? Forcing the knight to a7 is very weird. And then wait, why not knight takes e3 there because of c7?
And go back to Gukesh. All right, let's watch this game.
What is he up to? I don't understand at all. Clearing the way for the b pawn.
Yeah, he's only got 20 seconds.
Very few white pieces stopping that pawn at the moment. White goes for a trade. Controversial. Black will be really tied up if they trade, though. If they accept that trade.
Yeah. Maybe bishop d6. Come on, Gukesh. Move.
2, 1.
Move.
Oh my god. Played some kind of a move. Definitely better than just losing.
Okay, he's turned on Super Saiyan mode, so that's good, but... Oh, man.
Gonna bring the rook into the game.
Uh-oh. c8?
Yikes.
d4.
e4, a big surprise.
Oh, rook c8, knight d5. Oh, that's why. Ah, shoot. That's not good.
Oh yeah, he couldn't even do it.
Oh,
His
no.
position is slaughtered, I think.
This is not good, yeah.
There's
Just
no
seems
way
like
we've lost this board.
white has control. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
b6.
resignation.
That's it. Oh no, Gukesh. I mean, he was pushing so hard there.
Yeah.
But
He tried really hard there to turn that into something.
That's a big one.
Dariush is getting squeezed. Carissa seems to be ahead as well. Yikes.
Yeah, Krista has...
We could lose every single game this round, right?
Oh, no. Yeah.
Lenderman's past pawns have already won. Another board for them.
This could just be the match.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal. Brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, chess is brutal. Oh, look at those pawns squeezing from Sevian f5. Ooh.
Yeah. Johan is actually not like losing.
Who's not losing?
Johan, because he's up on time, and Chris's position I think is very difficult to convert. but everything else looks, yeah. It's terrible. Oof.
I think he should probably go rook f6, but I mean, I don't know. What does any of it matter? Look at that rook on d7 for Sevian. Oh my god, just collect anything eventually. Oh. It's inhuman. It's inhuman.
Yeah.
Torture.
Sevian's is good.
Playing super fast. God, that king. Oh my god, that king. Two trapped pieces on one board. Ow. Bishop coming for the mate.
Yeah, it's over. Bishop c4. Okay, so that leaves Johann Sebastian, who needs to not lose to keep us in the match. I mean, this is certainly like
pressing here.
Certainly blunderable, yeah, by all sides.
Oh, but king f7, knight h6 is check. So he gets forced back. By Carissa.
He takes.
Knight d5, holding the line.
He's really trying. I mean,
he's trying to Zugzwang her, but she does have a passed pawn.
Yeah, I know. I mean, objectively, it doesn't feel like white really should be better, but
that's c pawn.
Oh, all right, okay. Now white is better.
F5. He doesn't.
Nice. Yeah, he's managed to kind of just don't blunder the rook.
Yeah, it's very hard not to blunder the rook, but if he can manage it with just 10 seconds,
yeah,
he can come out ahead.
Ooh, take on a4. Okay, he's winning this. That's it. No, this is over. It's lost.
More or less. Rook a8 ties her up, kind of in the way that Daro got tied up.
Okay, wow. Big hero, Johann, keeping us in the match. The 3-point deficit. So it doesn't look great, but at least we get a fourth round.
Aye, aye, aye.
I'm saying there's a chance.
Yeah, I agree. We came very close last time.
Brutal. Yeah, last time it was just that Hikaru guy that stopped us from fully catching up.
Yeah. Oof. That was a brutal round. Heroic effort from Johann Sebastian there. He just kind of like willed a win out of that game. Sevian played a pretty devastating game there, I think, keeping Daro just like completely bottled up. That was powerful. And board one was kind of a toss-up, right? That we were unfortunate to lose.
Board one could have gone either way. What to do? Yeah, what to do? Unfortunate. Well, yeah, one more round. They're up by 3. We're going to have board versus board matchups here.
Yeah.
Well, this is what the league was designed for, is for these big comebacks. So we get Zoe to score. We get the top 3 to just win. And yeah, Bortnick 3-4-3. It's a good score. Yeah, 4-0 would win the match. True. You know, their work is cut out for them. So that's nice. It's always nice when you have a clear goal. What you need to do.
That rook c5 move from Bortnik, that was what Gukesh had overlooked, and that's what broke us in that game.
Rook c5, yeah. This was
a strong move. Like, what
was good.
You know, what do you do after that? So Gukesh needed a better move before that, like, you know, e6, f6, rook c8, something, rook a8, I don't know what.
Yeah, maybe e6. Secure the knight.
Maybe even just king f8, like approaching the passed pawn gradually. But I don't know. I mean, like, it's impossible to find these moves with seconds on the clock. It's kind of guesswork. Every now and then you get an inspiration and you actually do see a good move for some reason, but other moves you're just sort of guessing.
Yeah, it's so tough to hold it. Bummer. Okay, David, I'm going to take a quick break.
Sure.
I'll be back. We'll have more games in, looks like 3 minutes.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll keep rooting. Keep rooting.
All right, folks. So with no games and no Kostya, all I can do is remind you that if you like having a Chess Dojo sponsored Pro Chess League team, we absolutely need a couple $1,000s of donations. We can't just keep running the team forever. So that's what I'll tell you right now. I don't do this often. I don't do this for like the dojo or for Jesse, Kostya, and me really. But if you guys want the PCL to be a part of the Chess Dojo, then that's what we need to make that happen. I've been managing the team at a loss for years and years. And many of the players, probably a majority of the players, are player owners. Like, they get paid in shares of ownership of the team. And so they need the team to have income for them to have any income for their efforts. So, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple, really. If we can gather donations for the team successfully this season, then we can keep doing it. And if not, you know, at some point we just have to give up, even though it's kind of fun. And which is fine as well, by the way. You know, I mean, it just tells us what to focus on or what not to focus on, you know. And, you know, I could be doing the post-mortem right now instead of a Pro Chess League match, and that would be fine with me too. I don't know, Pumpkin. You'll have to ask that question when Kostya's back. Who's kidding about what? Nico. Nothing that I said was a joke in the last minute. Wait, how's Kostya texting in Twitch chat when he's not at his computer? Doesn't make any sense. He just walked away and he's there. I don't know, Falk. I have no interest in merch myself. Yeah. Yeah, the scoreboard is looking very bad. Although we have seen a pretty similar scoreboard previously. We were down in our second and third matches going to the last round. So last week we nearly mounted a comeback. Thanks, Pumpkin. Appreciate that. It's interesting, Kostya, your face is like the only thing. Oh, you can't hear me yet. It's interesting, Kostya, your face is like the only thing that one can see in your room. Everything else looks really dim, but then your face is really easy to see.
That's great, I think. That's good. Good lighting. Good lighting
I
for
imagine
Kostya.
that's what it's supposed to be, but it's weird. Why is everything dark except for you?
It might be just the way my lighting and my maybe my camera settings are set up. I find getting the right lighting is very difficult. You have to like tweak everything just so. If you don't have like a good natural light, because my window here is staring into like a brick wall, so I don't get a ton of natural lighting in here. So I got to use like studio lights.
Do you keep that window open for the little bit of light you get, or?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
But mainly because it's too depressing just to look at curtains the whole day. I want to have
yeah, bricks can be beautiful.
Yeah. But good. Yeah, this is good lighting. I like how my face is collecting all of the fresh light coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, let me check. I feel like, do we have games?
Okay,
games just started.
Oh, there we go.
Cool.
Gukesh Sevian.
Gukesh Sevian, Battle of the Juniors. But Sevian, he's a couple years older than Gukesh.
Yeah.
So he's got some experience on the kid.
Yeah. All right. So we've got white on the two boards, on the two top boards. Obviously, we need to win all four boards, basically.
Yeah. You know, I would take a 3.5 half. I would take that.
Okay. Still, we have to be playing for, all wins.
Pretty much, yeah. So we got classic Rogozin here. Very high level opening.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see.
Yeah, this is a really common modern position. White, as far as I know, always takes on c5. Kostya, I don't know the strategic imperative behind it, but I feel like every game I've seen, white took on c5.
Yeah, I think they're worried about allowing c4 to be played, just shutting down the bishop. But it's definitely like, it's certainly counterintuitive to take on c5 when you have a c3 pawn left over. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think Gukesh is playing all the right stuff so far.
Yeah. Weird that Sevian thought for so long on recapturing on c5.
Right.
You would think if he's playing the Rogozin that he would know this position, but I mean, every now and then you just sort of stop and refresh something in your mind. Who knows when.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So Queen A3, Knight C4.
Yeah, I feel like White's played Queen B4 in several games that I saw, but
Mm-hmm.
see nothing wrong with Queen A3. With Queen B4, sometimes you lodge that queen even on D4, and like surprisingly, Black doesn't have an obvious way to kick it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, Knight D4. Yeah, we'll have to see how this one develops.
I feel like he's going to play an instant F3, Kostya.
F3 coming?
That's my feeling. But F3, G5, FE4, GH4 is not even good. Yeah, okay. So that bishop's already corralled on H4. He can't avoid trading it back.
Yeah. But, okay, of course, the obvious is that if Black has to play G5 to get the bishop back, then that's kind of White's trump that they're playing for.
Yeah. All right, so now it's moves like C4, Rook D1.
Yeah.
Rook C1.
Exactly.
Probably not Rook B1, Knight D2, attacking all your rooks.
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know. That was a mouse slip. I meant to put the rook on C1 with my arrows. Don't worry, guys. Yeah. Rook C1.
Oh, I didn't even see your arrow. I was just listing options.
No, I know. Yeah, I would say that White is pretty comfortable here. But we'll see how he plays. I want to jump to Daro. So his turn to face the Alekhine. Let's see what he came up with. So C4, Knight F3, E6. Interesting. Definitely no idea, but I love it. He's got comp. He's got time advantage.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this idea in a similar position with A4, A5, I think, thrown in for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, E6.
So castles, H5, E5. Daro's still playing very, very quick.
Oh, this position looks great. Man, Bortnik really painted a bullseye on himself today and said, I don't care. Like, hit me with all your prep.
Yeah. But he does this, like, literally every week. Like, he doesn't really deviate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Daro. Oh, Daro's he's not even a pawn down. I thought he was a pawn down.
Oh, no, he just got it back on D4.
He got the pawn
pitch
back.
that on D4 because if he plays, like, Knight B8, HG6, he's just shredded, right?
Yeah, this is nice. Thanks, Peshka, for the raid. Welcome. We are rooting for the unicorns here as they fight for their lives. A lot of people think unicorns don't exist, and that might be the case if they don't come back in this round and get us to 8 points at least to force the tiebreak. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna need some points from everyone here, but it's not easy. Not easy. Queen F6. Okay, inviting Knight E4, but I think Black wants to play like Queen F4 and get the queens off while this king is a little bit loose on G8.
Right. Also prevent casting queenside with Queen F2 maybe. Well, I think there's no reason not to trade on G6, Kostya. Like, we have to start with that.
Throw that in. Mm-hmm.
Need that pawn hanging, then maybe put the bishop on D3 to look at it.
Bishop d3 makes sense.
Yeah, and then see where we take it from there.
Let's see. I guess I would also consider g3.
Ah, yeah. Because I wasn't really sure what I would do about bishop d3, queen f4.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, this one, c4 is hanging as well. So.
And black's going to play bishop f5 is the other move they want to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if this is really that bad for black, looking at it more. It's like he has a lot of useful moves in the position.
Yeah. And all acceptable pieces, more or less.
Right. If Daro could just get like rook h6 and bring the other rook to h1, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But
Or rook a1 to h6.
Even better. But yeah, hard to do. Hard to do. Okay, I think he's going to start.
Here's a weird idea.
Thinking.
C5. Totally off in the wrong area.
Yeah.
But then we don't have to keep defending that pawn, and we've got another angle at the black king, right? Where if black gets bishop f5 before us, we still have somewhere the bishop can go.
Maybe c5, knight d7, I would think.
Then you take and go knight e4.
Oh, and you got
queen f4
target.
to get d6.
Got a nice target on d6. Yeah. And this could be something. For sure. On queen f4, we just trade and take on d6. Okay, he's spending his time. Let me let's switch to Lenderman against Johann Sebastian.
Okay.
Okay, I mean very playable position. Johann's got King's Indian ideas here. He's got more time.
His last move was pretty controversial, right? I mean, that square's kind of loose, but he's relying on tactics from the a6 bishop. You always have to watch out for knight e5 from white here.
Right. Wait, what's happening on knight e5 stuff? Okay, he just goes f3.
I guess he would go to opposite colored bishops, probably like knight e5, bishop e5, bishop a6, fe4 or something like that.
Right. And then if white had played ef first, he might have thrown in e4. And then followed by taking on f5. So f3 from Lenderman, definitely like typical move.
Yeah, trying to keep bishop g7 from getting loose as well.
Now rook f8.
Yeah. Another detail that I missed at first about knight e5 lines is that after bishop e5, bishop a6, you can also just collect the pawn on b2. And then your bishop's got, c3 and d4 outposts, and you got your pawn back. And
yeah.
So I doubt that knight e5 is going to be very good for white anywhere here, actually.
Yeah, and I like that he doesn't rush with f4, because I feel like it makes sense to, one, leave some dark squares open for your bishop. Like, for example, now you could play bishop h6 if you wanted. But, okay, probably have to be careful, with the diagonal. But also you can double up on the f-file here and put some more pressure, kind of make it a little bit awkward for white.
I predict rook a e8, preparing bishop h6 by having the rook opposite the queen. Because I think bishop h6, knight e5 here is not good.
Right. Right, exactly.
But if you had the rook on e8, and then played bishop h6, then in theory after knight e5, you could play bishop takes d3, knight takes d3, and then, I don't know, maybe like, queen e7 or c4 or double rooks on the e-file, something like that, and play that position.
Yeah, rook e8 seems possible. I would consider maybe just like bishop c8, bishop d7 also, just to kind of, I don't really see what white can do.
Just to keep your bishop pair, hold the f5 square, and stop dealing with these tactics every move.
Yeah, exactly. Just tired of it.
Oh, right, because like rook e8, you'd have to calculate knight d6. I mean, every move it's going to be a headache.
Yeah, knight d6 is also a problem for sure. Wow, that's a good find actually. Rook e8, knight d6,
Yeah.
and bishop d3, knight e8.
Yeah.
And it takes, and I'm putting this on the board mainly
Knight
because
c7, bishop f1, and
yeah, oof.
at the end of it, it's not good. There's that d pawn.
Yeah, this is just yeah, this is starting to look like that 13, 1400 position. Jesse and I were arguing about in the Discord this morning. Oh yeah, not good. So queen e2. Okay, Johan thinking. Yeah.
You'd probably like to get that rook over before playing your bishop c8 move if you could.
That would be ideal. But rook e8, knight d6 looks pretty good actually.
Mm-hmm. He could also play fe4 here, right?
Take. I guess so.
Then trade on f1 to take the a5 pawn.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I like this move.
Okay.
I like his choice a lot. Heading to those kingside dark squares. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, queen is better on e7 here. So he's still dealing with knight e5 nicely. Knight d2. Okay, offering the trade. I feel like we're not going to take it. Yeah, bishop c8 looks, yeah. Ooh.
Zoe's in a wild position. I'm just looking around at all the boards for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been focused, but
Lenderman just wants only one thing here, and it's just it's very positional.
very horrible thing. Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, Lenderman, he's being a straight up terrorist right now. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows.
That's some evil.
And oh, JSC, I see him on the camera. He's looking off to the side, so he's looking at the other boards.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, maybe a good time for us to check out as well what he's seeing. So Zoe's position, very messy, but okay, but this is what we kind of need. So.
And Dariush has gone for it. He's taken this pawn on c7. He's left f2 hanging. Queen c2 threat from Bortnik.
Oh boy.
Which would be really devastating with knight d3 to follow.
Yeah, I don't like this. Oof. I mean, he has king c3 as a move.
Wow. And then like a5.
a5. And then, yeah. Looks bad.
Then you're done.
It looks really, really bad. I would try king b2. Just hear me out. Queen c2 check.
Uh-huh.
King a3.
Yeah.
And then rook takes f2. King a4. Just running.
Well, rook takes f2, you actually have something there, right? You have rook h8 check then.
Uh-huh. Good point. Yeah. This would actually turn things around.
But here's the problem. King c3, a5, king b2, queen f2 check. That That you can't recover from, Kostya. There you resign.
Wait, a5, king b2.
Queen f2.
Oh, black goes for the endgame. Yeah.
Yeah, you just.
It's mate or losing exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, yeah, he had to take some risk. What to do?
Yeah. I think rook ac1 is a move in the current position. No.
Rook c1.
Mm-hmm.
But then black takes on f2.
Takes king e3. Oh, rook a to f8. Knight e6.
Yeah, it's still messy, huh?
It's not good. I can guarantee you white's position's not good.
Yeah.
But it's maybe not lost. It's maybe still just still playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not looking good. I see Gukesh, he's not really
Sevian
better.
just found a heck of a defensive move
Oof.
to maybe save a terrible position against Gukesh.
Wow. No. I feel like it's not dead. You can trade and go e4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sevian should be all right.
Johann Sebastian gave up the light squared bishop just to keep playing, as he sort of had to. But yeah, all these positions are looking kind of tough for us. I'm sure Gukesh will still find ways to play an interesting endgame.
Yeah, everything isn't in play. None of the positions look amazing for us. But at least the games are live.
Yeah.
That is nice.
All still alive.
Yeah. Bishop d5. Come on, Gukesh. Knight d6. Yeah.
Sam's hanging in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, bishop f7 coming. Now the torture is never fully over. It's interesting that he's holding back from playing b6, which he's happy to play eventually, but he's making Gukesh work even for that.
Oh, I think Johan just blundered, by the way. I think it's over. Yeah, looks like he might have...
Wait, where's his piece?
I think he hung it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
that was unfortunate. He played rook h7, takes here. An unfortunate recapture. Oh man. He's probably feeling sick. He probably saw it as soon as he played it too. It's like, oh no. Lenderman.
Feeling sick.
The rook on g2. Yeah, but okay, it's always tough when you're just forced to play for a win from a position that's at best equal. And yeah, he's saying some negative things to himself right now. And, okay, he keeps fighting, but yeah, that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see, Daro, he's okay. Maybe we can watch this because like this is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a bullet game between Daro and Bortnik here.
He went for the line that I mentioned, huh? Rook C1.
Yeah, exactly.
Endgame.
After a long think, just had nothing better.
Yeah.
And oh, it looks like Bortnik might be forcing a draw. I mean, why not? I mean,
Well, can the white king just go to E4?
I think there's Ricky too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
And that's
right.
it.
Let's
Draw
watch Zoe.
Agreed.
She's got an interesting game going. One of our last games of the season.
Yeah, let's go Zoe.
Got to avoid rook E8 back rank mate, and she does. Oh, the rook's covering that 5 pawn. That's a good rook she's got there. She's really low on time. What? A5?
Ooh. Let's go. She had that one ready to go.
Yeah, how could you play bishop c6 there? What a move.
All right, Zoe.
Good job, Zoe. Now we get to see her cool under fire with 10 seconds.
Yeah. Let's just watch her convert cleanly.
Always good to see your extra. Oh my goodness.
Extra
Always good to
piece,
see
bishop going to
youngsters got some
E4.
potential for future rounds. Lock it in, Zoe. D5. Yes.
Yeah.
She
This
looks
is big.
very fast and confident.
Just go D4. Just blast it open. All right. Okay. You know what? That's fine too. Strangle her. C5. Rook B8 coming next.
Mm-hmm.
Take it.
Yeah. Rook B5 maybe. Oh no. Just takes one off.
Rook B2 there, I think was no. Unnecessary. Bishop F6. Just improving the king. E8.
Yeah. Sink the rook in. 6 seconds. Whoa. Oh,
D3. Boom. And resigns. Well done, Zoe.
yes, Zoe.
Let's go. Run the cheer for that. Let's go, Zoe.
Season.
She did. She did everything we could have asked her to in her 2 matches.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done, Zoe. Let me check in Gukesh.
All around bravo. I mean, I just wanted to give her a chance to get a lot of experience, but that on top of that, she won all her round 4 games. Was really impressive.
Yeah. Great win for Zoe there. Well done. But unfortunately, folks, that's the match. The passers do win. Dreams the Unicorns kicked out 9.5, 6.5 for the passers. It was tough. We had our chances. It was not meant to be. Their top 3 did really well. Sevian, Bortnik, Lennerman. I mean, I feel like our strategy was good. You know, Zoe outperformed Carissa, right? Like that's big. But
Yeah, Zoe did great.
oh well, it's a team sport and it's not meant to be. So that's it. Are we playing in the Arena Royale that's coming up later?
Yes, that's true. We will get to play one more event for fun, the Arena Royale, on March 24th.
Cool. So that'll be a big. I think that's like all teams participating in a big arena type thing. I think I played one of those a couple years ago. It was a lot of fun.
Man, Bortnik's Alyehin. It's just unbelievable, man, right? Like, he's just out there.
Yeah.
He's just out there with that thing. Wow.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's scary. He's just like, it's beyond MVL with the Najdorf. He plays it every game.
Yeah.
And
I'm impressed. I'm seriously impressed. I mean, I got to say, he like taking the pawn, right? It's like a risky position. He reacts energetically. He castles kingside. He knows the king's a bit weak there, but he just e5, right? Knight d4, throw away the pawn. E5, gain more space there. And next thing you know, his position is like slightly better than a normal king's Indian. It's like, how did he do that?
he's good. Yeah, he's good. And I don't think it's a matter of the opening. I don't think it's not like they weren't prepared for it. It's just the
No, they
position's
were
not
really
easy
ready.
to play. Yeah.
They were really ready, and he was just so good that he could handle it.
Right.
Dang.
So unfortunate for the unicorns, but they'll be back. Hopefully Pro Chess League continues. Once again, if you guys want to donate, support the team, check out the links in the chat. You can donate, get some merch. Because hopefully we can come back.
Yeah.
But this year, it was tough. It's a very, very strong league.
Yeah, the league's really, really strong.
Magnus's team is 2-2. They're on the
Did they
verge.
lose today?
Actually, did they? Hold on. I thought they did. Yeah, they did.
You're right. They lost.
They did.
Oh man, I thought for some reason I thought that they won. But no, they totally lost.
Yeah.
Wow, against a super balanced team. No one over 2,700 on the other team, right? They just chipped away at them. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. After watching this, Kostya, seeing what Seth says, after watching this, I'm like, man, maybe I should try playing the Eliakin a few times. See what happens.
I mean, it's it's playable. I don't like it. I mean, you still have to you have to enjoy the positions
Okay.
that you get.
Have you tried it?
As black?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But just optically, the positions don't really appeal to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ah, ouch.
Yeah, unfortunate. Sorry, guys. It was a good team. It's just didn't have it these weeks, and we went up against some very, very strong opposition.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we have a meeting with Jesse now?
Yeah, guys, we got to go talk to Jesse about
What's next?
the program. And yeah. That'll be it for this bright and colorful stream. Thanks everyone for supporting.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it didn't go our way, but that's life.
All right. Kostya, you want to send a raid to Bortnik?
Yeah, we're still
He's going to be giving an interview now, but it'll be on both channels.
we're still friends with him.
Yeah. I don't love the fact that he played better today than, he ever did when he was on our team. But, yeah. It's kind of the luck I've generally had with the Pro Chess League.
What's his username? It's just his name?
It's Bortnik_chess.
_chess.
Yeah.
_chess. Did you see my classical game against Mikola, by the way? Last year?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Ugh,
Incredible game.
still mad about that.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, tell Alex we said hello and congratulations. I mean, they deserve the win, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be back later. We got a US Chess School class coming up later today, folks. 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. Then tomorrow we've got a huge Dojo Talks episode. Our podcast, we'll be recording it live on stream in the afternoon, and we'll be ranking the greatest 10 players of all time, giving our lists and then averaging them out. So yeah, that'll probably be the last ever. That'll be the last ever Dojo Talks. It's just gonna be no coming back from that one. We're gonna fight.
I'm afraid of what Jesse may.
Yeah, heroes will be dismissed. Yeah, friendships will be broken, but that'll be fun time. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. See ya.